And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents here on Amazon Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. If you guys are new to us on the Amazon platform, welcome. Glad you guys could join us here on Amazon. You will definitely see a follow button either here in this corner or down below. That way you can stay connected with our programming here on Amazon 6 days a week. You also will see some of the music from our next guest. We're so excited to welcome CL Turner to our broadcast today. He's from the group Arctic Wave. You'll see some of the singles that are there, including some of the new ones you probably have seen on social media as well. I want to talk to CL not only about his own journey in music, but also what it's been like for him through Arctic Wave to be able to share music that connects with people, but also I think allows us to be able to see the importance and power of love and music as well. If you guys are not staying connected with Arctic Wave, we'll let you know how to be able to do that as well. We are simulcasting our broadcast outside of Amazon. So on social, we want to welcome those tuning in on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, and on Instagram. If you guys have any questions or comments for CL, make sure you guys put those in the comment section. Troze, I see you coming in over there on IG. Welcome to you. Butina, I think it is, on IG as well. Thank you so much for being with us. But CL, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
I'm happy to be here.
So this is exciting. When I first got the pitch about Arctic Wave, I immediately headed over to Amazon and picked up as many singles as I could. And what I love about Arctic Wave, and we can kind of begin there, CL, is that the music connects with you even before the words begin, which I'm sure may have been intentional, but they definitely help set the mood and the tone. And I want to ask you about that. What has it been like for you to see the way that the music and the messages of Arctic Wave have gotten through to your audience?
Well, I'm always happy when all of those or any of those resonate, but I view it almost as a 3D painting. You have three elements at your disposal. You have words, lyrics, you have rhythm, percussion, and obviously you have melody. And it is very intentional. I am the songwriter for Arctic Wave, and I think about what it is I'd like to convey, usually about life's ups and many downs, and then work from a blank canvas to convey that message with those three elements. And to me, if the message resonates and somebody gets to tap their toe at the same time, that's a successful conclusion.
Yeah, I love that. A song that's getting a lot of attention for you guys and for you all on Amazon. I'm going to highlight it for you. That is Jersey Girl, one of my favorites. But also at the very end of the carousel there, you'll see Stay as well. And that's the other great thing, CL, is that there is music. There's a great music video for Jersey Girl I saw as well. But I love the fact that really what Arctic Wave is able to do, CL, is do what I've always felt about music. And that is to bring people together that may not have anything else in common, either through the music or through the stories of the lyrics. You're able to make that connection. Was that one of the things that drew you to music in the first place?
Of course it was, and remains so today. My musical interests growing up were a little different than that of my colleagues. If I could speak plainly, I don't think I owned an album by a white band until I was 30 years old. I heard Verdine White,
Yep.
Earth, Wind, and Fire. I heard them do Shining Star when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and my life was different. and for me, it's largely been the inspirations from Stevie Wonder to Earth, Wind, and Fire to Prince to Bob Marley, obviously, and most recently, largely due to the diversity of his music, is Post Malone, who has been wildly successful and a fellow Dallasite in a number of different genres. But I've always, when I grew up, music was way too pigeonholed. You had a R&B station, you had a gospel station, you had a pop station, a rock station, and I looked at it. I said, maybe Chuck Berry invented rock, Jimi Hendrix sure had a lot to do with it, and why that happened to be a so-called white vehicle was surprising to me. Similarly, when Michael McDonald and Daryl Hall are two of the 10 best soul singers that have ever graced the planet, music was for me always is it good? Yeah. That's the only thing that matters. And it comes, I mean, who would have ever thought Post Malone could pull off a song that has Ozzy Osbourne and another Texan, Travis Scott? Yeah. I mean, who would put those three guys? But it's unifying because as humans from all ages, genders, races, we are still about 99% the same, and we go through the same trials and tribulations, and we all help each other. And music is a good way to do that.
See, you bring up so many great points. I want to go to a couple of those. And hello to you, TAW production over there on IG. Glad to see you. See you guys over there on YouTube as well. If you guys have any questions or comments for CL, put those in the chat. I'll be monitoring those for us. I see some of you guys are already getting Stay There on Amazon. You're going to like that one. And also Aftershock. Someone just bought Aftershock as well. I see another great one there that you guys will see on Amazon. Now, if you guys are not joining us on the Amazon platform, on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, I have a link that will bring you guys over to Amazon. For those joining us on X, we'll have to put it in the comment section after the broadcast. Those joining us on IG, we'll put it in our stories for you guys as well. We're also going to let you guys know how to stay connected with Arctic Wave as well. I want to go to a point you made, though, and I have felt this myself growing up here in Mississippi, which I love my state, as you and I were talking about before we went live. I was fortunate enough, I call it fortunate enough, to grow up in a community that was very diverse. You know, my next door neighbors, you know, may be a different race than me, but we had so many different things in common. You know, I went to school with their kids. You know, we listened to the same types of music,
Sure.
and there were conversations that we were able to connect with. I do find it always fascinating when I'm talking to authors and recording artists, especially those two groups, about how they are kind of subcategorized based on certain things.
Right.
How has Arctic Wave and yourself, CL, tried to demystify that in a sense through the music you create?
Well, I wouldn't say it's so much of a tangible effort to do so. It's more of channeling very diverse influences. 2 or 3 songs that have not yet been released that are fully recorded and will be so soon are straight up reggae songs, not diluted reggae. Think like Magic when they did the song "Rude." More Ziggy. In fact, funk songs, romantic ballads, and just refuse to be pigeonholed.
And I think that's such an important thing to reaching a larger audience. And that's why social media, I think, has been so cool as well. I appreciate the hearts over there on Amazon as well. Talk to us about that for you, CL, because it seems like for you, as you mentioned, you're the songwriter for Arctic Wave. Of course, you know, it's been, you know, I'm sure great for you to see people connect with the music. What has it been like for you to see the feeling that your music has given other people?
It is eminently rewarding, beyond any stream count. In fact, Arctic Wave was started as a vanity project, and it coalesced quite quickly through the help of Will Hensley and some pedigreed musicians. But it's the ultimate high for a songwriter. You're trying to deliver an emotion and a feeling. And when someone says, I feel that too, you succeeded, and it's a human connection, and means the song delivered it as it was supposed to. But I think about it is. I will say, if I'm allowed to maybe make one joke, you mentioned the song. It's how people interpret things. I've often heard musicians say, "Well, what did you mean when you said that?" Well, what did you think I meant? Well, you mentioned the song "Jersey Girl." There's a hilarious 20-second backstory behind that.
Sure.
My daughter was born in New Jersey. My ex-wife is from New Jersey, and I was a divorced dad in Los Angeles, and I went out on a date to an Italian restaurant with a New Jersey-born actress. And I was flooded with memories of the state of New Jersey because we were in the sort of canopy, dark, traditional Italian restaurant, as Billy Joel might say, bottle of red, bottle of white. But at any rate, when I wrote that song, it's about the place of New Jersey. Yet my daughter thinks it's about her. My ex-wife thinks it's about her. And the girl I took to the dinner thinks it's about her. And the answer is none of the above. So that was people are going to react however they will. I can tell you that our biggest streaming song so far, Hole in My Heart, was written about potentially losing custody of my daughter in a divorce. And I think it's a pretty song, yet 99% of the people think it's about a lost romantic interest.
Yeah.
As the title might suggest, different pieces of the heart.
Yeah. I'm going to highlight that one on the Amazon side for audience there, so you guys can be able to pick up. I want to say, for those who are just tuning in, welcome. You're watching Cyrus Webb Presents. We're excited to welcome CL Turner to our broadcast today. He's a songwriter, joining us also from the group Arctic Wave, talking with us about the love of music. Has that beautiful painting of Bob Marley there behind him. We're talking about the connections we make through music, but also what it's been like for him through Arctic Wave to do the same thing. I have found that, and it's so interesting, and when I have conversations with people, I think people have gone to music for different things. CL, for myself, I use music as almost like my hype man. So if I'm getting excited about something, I'll have music that reflects that. What has music been for you? Do you normally find music that connects with the mood you're currently in? Or do you find music that is toward what you want to be?
Maybe some of both, but I feel very thankful and blessed to be in this position. Maybe a little backstory on how I started writing music. I was in a band. I have a pretty good ear, and as a kid, we banged around the Caribbean, and it won't surprise you seeing that photo and some others in my room that we played Marley covers mainly, and it never occurred to me to write a song. And if I hear something in the radio, I can play it. That's a good party trick. I didn't start writing songs until I was in my mid to late 40s. And when I got divorced, my daughter drew a photo of two square houses with a female coming out of one, a male coming out of the other, me, and a daughter being torn between the two, being pulled in different directions. And I remember it like it was yesterday. I saw what you drew. It's your reality. Two parents, two houses, two families. I got on my knees and I said a prayer. Said, help me, God. Let me get it right from here, because you're the most important thing in the world. That was the first song I ever wrote, Two Houses. And it was weird because within about 6 months, I had two friends commit suicide. My mom died. I hit the spin cycle hard. And from that, songs flowed. The surprising thing is, when my life stabilized, as happens to all of us, the font never turned off. And so it was off until age 45, and it's been on for the last 10 plus years. But it was that one catalyst that I still have it. I still have the drawing, and it's shown on a video that we have of that song, Two Houses. It changed everything.
I love that. Kevin Donaldson, hello to you. Good to be able to see you over there on IG. Dr. Bam, I don't know if I spoke to you or not. I apologize about that. I'll see you over there on Facebook as well. I want to stay with that for a second, CL, because I think emotion and connection, I think, are something that all of us can relate to. Kevin Donaldson, who also has a podcast, deals with these different topics of hurt, of loss, of anger. Things that all of us feel. This is something that's very personal for you as well, though, CL, because I think, you have been able to use music in this vehicle to be able to get through some dark times. When people tell you that your music has done that for them, how does that feel to know that you've been able to help other people do that?
I light up like a Christmas tree. It is the answer to that. I find it difficult to write about happipiness. And to be very honest, I'm not sure if you're doing exceptionally well, and God bless if things are, I don't think most people want to hear about it, or at least not constantly. I think melancholy, sadness, desperation tend to produce the best songs. And we all go through our fair share, whether we talk about them or not. And at any rate, a part of my journey at that same time is I drank to extreme excess prior to age 45. And part of my journey is when I'm talking to other people who are either in abstinence or recovery or whatever you might say. Anyway, if my music or my story is helpful, it thrills me. And sometimes, I've been blessed in a number of ways, and sometimes I wonder why. I know me. I'm not better than everybody. Right. Sometimes I think the answer is just be able to tell folks there's hope. You can. Yeah. You can turn every thing right. With and so when someone says I was inspired, or I was going through a divorce, or some of the same issues that we all face as human beings, and the music helped a little bit, man, so awesome.
Yeah, I love that. Dr. Brahma says she's joining us on the West Coast there. I see. I grew up in a musical household. My father wrote songs, and I began doing the same. It turns on and off. I also want to say hello to Moses Maddox joining us there from Ohio there on IG. He says most definitely makes the best songs, he says. And I think that's the other thing. I know I have found that as well. It's interesting how CL, whether it's music or books or speakers, even you sharing a bit of your story here, how people not feeling alone, people
Right.
knowing it's okay to talk about certain things. I know I have found that to be true in my case as well. How did you get there though? Because I think for some people, music it becomes a safe space, right? To be able to almost open up your diary and to be able to share. How did you get to a place where you could do that in music?
The short answer is reluctantly. I wrote songs for 5 to 10 years till I had 50 or 75. Got twice that many now. And I played them for very close family and friends. And I decided that I would hire world-class musicians to get the best output on the songs as a vanity album for myself and maybe 10 or 15 people. But the project turned out great. The output was great. And so I put a foot in the water and it was very pleased to learn that the messages or the subject matter anyway resonates. I heard someone say once that we're all walking wounded. I'd like to take credit for that line and put it in the song, but I'd have to give attribution because it's not mine. But hopefully that's a partial answer.
Yeah, I love that. We're all walking wounded. I know I feel that way. So,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think that is a great line. Angela Anderson, hello to you. Going to be able to see you over there on IG as well. And you guys on YouTube too. If you guys have any questions or comments for CL, make sure you guys put those in the chat. I'll be glad to bring those up. So CL, what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen for our audience who's not joining us on Amazon, because I want them to be able to see the music that's available here that we're highlighting in our carousel. So there, I mentioned earlier, Stay. You guys can see it there. There's also Jersey Girl. There is a clean and the not clean version that's there on Amazon. You have Jade there. There's Air to Breathe, Aftershock, and Stronger. Those were my favorites that I had there. And I feel like, CL, each one kind of tells a story. I wanted to ask you about Stronger. Can you tell us the story behind it?
Sure. When staring at the abyss, as I was at that point in life, having when my mom died and friends committed suicide and lost a job, I was stronger than I thought. I was stronger with music. I was stronger with sobriety, and I was stronger in all of that with God's help. And that was my journey through a 6 to 12 month pretty telling spin cycle. And I'm thankful to be here on the other side.
Yeah. And I appreciate you sharing that. Again, that goes to the connection with music. Hello to you, Mr. Ellaby. Good to be able to see you over there on IG. Queen Bianca, good to be able to see you as well, but enjoying your content too. And I think, again, that vulnerability, that discovery that you're able to share in music, again, is that connection as well. So I want to talk about the current project. Let our audience know about what it's been like for you to be able to share this as we're wrapping up this year, CL, but also as people either hear the music or are able to see you all perform the music, what do you hope it does for them?
Well, you mentioned a comment before, or you said that no matter what your set of circumstances, you are not alone.
Yeah.
I think Michael Jackson once sang that. But it's not trite, it's true. And there is strength in numbers. If you look at the subject matter of the songs, from Empty Arms of the Heaviest Burden to Hole in My Heart, To others, this is wistfulness and longing and vulnerability. Stay I was hoping that my now wife would do so, and she did. So I would hope that the music connects. We'll finish releasing album 1 this year. Album 2 is already done. And we made videos last week. We just recorded album 3 in a huge bit of fun to me, at the East West, very famous studio in LA. And Whitney Houston and Celine Dion and Frank Sinatra. But for me, it's where Ziggy Marley recorded Tomorrow People. So that was a lot of fun. So there's a lot of music on the way. We've released 10 songs. We've got 30 unreleased, and we'll pick up the pace. But maybe to make one comment, I thought this would be a one album vanity approach. But Will Hensley, as we call him, Gawa, that's Grammy Award winning Will Hensley, he brought together a plug and play group of awesome musicians with world famous bands and hit songs of their own. So no surprise, the end product was good, and we all had a bunch of fun. And what started as a vanity project has morphed significantly to a commercial one.
Love that. Well, it's been great for us to be able to share here. Lavelle, hey, another artist joining us over there on IG. Lavelle's had another great year as well with music. Glad you could join us, Lavelle. We've been speaking with CL Turner today of the group Arctic Wave, talking with him not only about his own love of music and harnessing the power of that for himself, but also through Arctic Wave being able to share that now with all of you. A great roster of music there you guys are able to get. Again, I have my favorites there in the carousel on Amazon, so I'll go through them again for you guys joining us on Amazon. We have Jersey Girl there. You can see there's Air to Breathe. I'll highlight that one for you guys. There's Aftershock. You'll see it there in the carousel on Amazon. There's Stronger, the song I was just asking CL about. Hole in My Heart. We referenced that one earlier. I'll highlight it for you guys over there. And then there is Stay. All of these and more you guys can get right here on Amazon. So again, if you're joining us on the Amazon platform, they're literally on the side of this screen or on the bottom. For those joining us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, you'll find the link with this broadcast. Just click on that. It'll bring you right over. For those, again, joining us on X, we will put it in the comment section for you guys on Instagram, where a lot of you guys are coming in, and I appreciate that. We will put it in my stories for you guys, and you also will be able to see the replay of that here. CL, glad you could stop by today. How can our audience stay connected with the updates for Arctic Wave?
Well, we're on Arctic Wave on YouTube with videos. Got 4 or 5 out, a half dozen more planned. Certainly through Spotify and all the other streaming services. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. I thought about something else that you asked before that probably would resonate with you and maybe your audience, about the power of connectivity through music. And obviously my idol is Bob Marley. We have a song on album 2 called Nesta. That is his given name, Nesta Robert Marley. To be brutally honest, Bob's not much to look at. He couldn't sing particularly well. He certainly was not a maestro with the guitar, and his songs are rather simple. And he changed the world. And he changed the world with his message. A lot of them. And that is, I think that there's no better testament. All the vocal all the vocal acrobats and the like don't come close to the longevity that he had because of the power of his messages.
Yeah. Really does show you the power of music for sure. Eddie, hello to you. Good to be able to see you over there. Glad that you could be able to join us live too. CL, great conversation with you. So glad you could join us here on Amazon today, and looking forward to having you back when the next album from Arctic Wave releases.
Look forward to it as well. Thank you.
More than welcome. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Cyrus Webb Presents. Until next time, I'm Cyrus Webb saying thank you so much for being with us. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Bye-bye.